I love wintertime and I love Christmas. I love them so much that I almost always keep our Christmas decorations up well into January. Wintertime is a wonderful time to be at home with your family. Think about the world we live in. Think for a moment about the children who don't have a home to be in, whose parents are in prison, whose parents didn't learn from their parents how to provide a home. You are giving your children a wonderful blessing simply by being at home with them. Relax. Rejoice in your home life with your family. Rest in it and rejoice. Winter is a time to snuggle up and read. Winter time is a wonderful time to nestle down with your husband and with your children. It's a great time to sit on the couch with your kids gathered all around and read aloud. Snowflake Bentley by Jacqueline Briggs Martin is a fun winter picture book. Bentley devoted his life to snowflakes. He actually became so obsessed with them that he became a very poor man. When snowflakes were available to him, all he wanted to do all day was study snowflakes. He left wonderful photographs of individual flakes, and he really contributed to scientific knowledge about snowflakes. Winter's a great time to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That book might inspire some profound spiritual New Year resolutions. I didn't read my first in the Chronicles of Narnia series until I was in my 20s. I was so taken with the first one that I read them all in quick succession. Winter's a great time to read the Little House books. While I'm sad about the handful of incidents of prejudice in Laura Ingalls Wilder's books, on the whole, I adore them. I'm so grateful for what I learned about being a mother by reading them to my children. If you have any children who are struggling with being grateful, The Long Winter would be a fabulous read this winter. From Little House in the Big Woods to These Happy Golden Years, each of Laura's books has wonderful winter stories. Even your teenagers can enjoy them because it was in the wintertime that Laura's future husband Almanzo showed his love and commitment to young Laura. Reading aloud became one of our family's favorite memories. Wintertime is the perfect time to snuggle up and read. Wintertime is a great time to reevaluate. Many homeschooling families are busy with many responsibilities in addition to homeschooling. However, if you don't have time to snuggle up and enjoy your family in the wintertime at least some of the time because you're too busy with school, it might be a time to rethink. It might be time to ask, am I doing the most important things? If you're still doing school at 5 o'clock in the afternoon every day, perhaps it's time to think again about whether you're being, dare I say it, too academic. I worry sometimes that academics have taken too much of a front seat in homeschooling. Sometimes I fear that academics is becoming too much of a lord for homeschooling mamas. As important as they are, and as wonderful as it is to learn about this amazing world that God created and the history that's happened here and the order that God created in math and science and all of that, it must not be first in our homeschools. First must be bringing our children to the Lord, teaching them that God is far more important than anything on earth, and teaching them that eternity is of much greater value than anything that's ever going to happen in this world. I encourage you to reevaluate and think about your priorities. Find some time to snuggle on the couch with your kids and read wonderful, valuable things to them, and most importantly, to share your faith with them. Wintertime is a great time to enjoy winter activities together. It's a great time for going on nature walks. The world looks so different now. It's fun to get outside and feel the brisk air on your face. In Romans 1:20, Paul said that since the creation of the world, God has made his invisible attributes, his eternal power and divine nature clearly visible through what he made. One of the many ways we can teach our children about their Creator is by giving them experience with what he's made. And we don't have to stop doing that just because it's cold outside. We have taken many vacations in the wintertime, and not one of those was an expensive ski vacation or a trip to Disney World. Sometimes you can find less expensive lodgings in the wintertime, and sometimes your family can be in a wonderful place all by yourselves. We've enjoyed seeing winter scenes in places that most people only see in the summer, and it isn't hard to choose creative activities and even count those trips as school days. Wintertime is a great time to be grateful that you're a homeschool mom. Being a homeschool mom is a natural thing. It's not a weird thing. You're not strange because you homeschool, no matter what people around you may say every once in a while. Mamas have been homeschooling since Eve taught Cain and Abel to walk and talk. What could be more natural than a child learning how to feel safe by crawling into his mama's lap? What could be more natural than a young girl learning what's most important by watching how her mama spends her time? What could be more natural than a son learning what kind of woman he wants to marry someday by watching his mama kiss his daddy? It's great to be a homeschool mama in the wintertime because God's the one who made up the class list in your house. God is who assigned which teacher would teach which children. It's great to be a homeschool mom in the wintertime because God gave your children to you. His wisdom is perfect, and it was perfect even when He chose you to be your children's mama and teacher. This means that out of all the people and programs and classes and co-ops and dual enrollment opportunities and every other possibility in your area and in the whole world, you're the most qualified person to train your children. God trusts you. One reason you might get the January blahs and have a hard time jumping back into your homeschool schedule in the spring semester is that you've been spending too much time looking out the window at how other people are doing the job that God gave them to do, instead of resting in God yourself and being confident in the job that He gave to you personally. God gave you your children, and the temptation to fit your homeschool and your children into somebody else's mold is powerful. It's so tempting to look out the window and feel like you don't measure up, that you're failing because you're not doing it the same way that others are. If your children were trying to fit into somebody else's mold, wear the same kind of clothes somebody else was wearing, you'd encourage them to be themselves. I'm encouraging you to do that. Relax. Quit putting pressure on yourself. Just relish and cherish this wonderful opportunity to spend this winter with your children. I hope you and your family have a wonderful winter time and find lots of opportunities to grow together and appreciate God's blessings together.